What is up, guys? It's Matt Miller with American Wire, and today we're taking a look at a clip of JD Vance absolutely slaughtering his Democrat opponent live on the debate stage during his Senate race. But this guy, this is so disgusting to see. He gets on his moral high horse by referencing this case where a young girl was abused. JD Vance's response is so powerful, it knocks this guy right off his moral high horse. But before we get into it, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and set the notification bell on so that you guys get notified when we post a new video. Thank you for watching. Let's get into the clip.
As an exception.
Look, I've always believed in reasonable exceptions. This is a misrepresentation of my view, but let's hear it from me, not from Congressman Ryan. I absolutely think the 10-year-old girl, the case that we've, of course, heard a lot about, an incredibly tragic situation. I mean, look, I've got a 9-year-old baby girl at home. I cannot imagine what that's like for the girl, for her family. God forbid something like that would happen. I have said repeatedly on the record that I think that girl should be able to get an abortion if she and her family so choose to do so. But let's talk about that case. Because why was a 10-year-old girl raped in our community, raped in our state in the first place? The thing the media and Congressman Ryan, they talk about this all the time. The thing they never mentioned is that poor girl was raped by an illegal alien, somebody that should have never been in this state in the first place. You voted so many times against border wall funding, so many times for amnesty, Tim. If you had done your job, she would have never been raped in the first place. Do your job on border security. Don't lecture me about opinions I don't actually have.
It doesn't get much clear-cut than that. I mean, I don't know why that guy thought he was going to get away with bringing up that case and leaving out that detail and only looking at it from the abortion angle. Definitely JD Vance is too smart for him there, and JD Vance is right. I mean, if this guy was an illegal alien and he did something so heinous, it is true to say that this guy should not have been let into this country to begin with. And that's true. I mean, look, we have domestic-born citizens who are criminals and who are heinous criminals and abuse children, unfortunately. But when we have people coming here by the millions from other countries and we don't know who they are, we actually have the power to filter through those people, to give them background checks, to vet them. So we're actually just asleep at the wheel in an instance where we could prevent more criminals from entering the country just by knowing, basically just by exercising the right that every sovereign nation around the world has, which is controlling who comes into your country, controlling your border. But I want to show you guys another clip from JD Vance, basically slaughtering the same guy. But this guy, he goes after Vance for the Great Replacement Theory, which is another race-baiting BS, basically conspiracy theory on the left, right? I mean, there's conspiracy theories on the right, there's conspiracy theories on the left. This is a boogeyman that the left and the Democrats have painted up and tried to paint Republicans with. Basically, the idea is that, you know, Republicans are trying to stop white people from being replaced in America and in the West through harsher border control. Border control is about controlling who comes into this country and making sure that this country remains for citizens and prioritizes citizens and doesn't spend so much money on welfare for people coming here from other places that can't sustain themselves and are just leaning on our government and our taxpayers, and that these people aren't coming in and weighing on and burdening communities so much, whether it be by crime or even just by an influx of a massive amount of people that a community can't sustain. So Vance does a great job dismantling this too. Let's check it out.
This great replacement theory was the motivator for the shooting in Buffalo. Yes. Where that shooter had all these great replacement theory writings that J.D. Vance agrees with, some sicko got this information that he's peddling with, again, those extremists that he runs around with, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Ted Cruz, all these guys, they just want to stoke this racial violence. We're tired of it, J.D. This kid goes to a grocery store in Buffalo where black people shop and shoots them up. No. We want to move on from that. Everyone's exhausted. And so I keep saying, I want to represent the exhausted majority. People that are tired of this stuff. Democrats, Republicans, and independence.
Thank you,
We
Congressman.
have hold on, JD, stop interrupting me.
This is disgusting.
I'd like to get one
here's
more.
exactly what happens when the media and people like Tim Ryan accuse me of engaging in the great replacement theory. I'll tell you exactly what happens, Tim. What happens is that my own children, my biracial children, get attacked by scumbags online and in person because you are so desperate for political power that you'll accuse me, the father of 3 beautiful biracial babies, of engaging in racism. We are sick of it. You can believe in a border without being a racist. You can believe in the country without being a racist. And this just shows how desperate this guy is.
Honestly, it's pathetic when you hear Democrats stoop this low to try to demonize Republicans. And this is also why we see so much energetic, intense divisiveness in this country that we saw led to what happened over the weekend with Donald Trump. Somebody decided they wanted to take him out because they thought he was part of this great replacement theory. They thought he was a fascist, a extremist, right-wing dictator type figure. And these words, this rhetoric has power, and people believe it. And the Democrats and the media, they know full well that it's a bunch of baloney. They're trying to use hyperbole to get their base energized and to create some urgency to defeat the, Republicans electorally. But really, that's it. I mean, they don't actually believe the garbage that they're spouting. But young, impressionable, and overly emotional and passionate Gen Zers or something will take this seriously and try to take action. So I'll just say that there. The great replacement theory, and especially a guy like JD Vance, who is in a biracial relationship, right? I mean, how does that square at all? Did this guy do any research at all on his opponent? His wife is not a white person. I'll just put it at that. I'm not exactly sure what race she is. And all of his children, therefore, are biracial. So if this guy was trying to promote the agenda of preserving whiteness in America or whiteness in Western civilization, he's not doing a very good job at it because he's, I guess mixing the races. And I mean, the reality is he and the Republicans that get pinned with this name tag, they don't care about race. So many of them, like Vivek Ramaswamy, are they going to try to call him a great replacement theory person? It just doesn't work because so many non-white minorities have become very powerful forces within the modern Republican Party, within the Trump populist movement. And it just really doesn't make sense anymore if you just look at it, to say that it's a white dominant or a white supremacist movement. It doesn't make any sense. So many black Americans, so many Hispanic Americans, Indian, Asian Americans have joined the Trump movement, the MAGA movement, the America First movement, that it's just, you have to be reaching so far to try to say that it's a white supremacist thing. So anyway, JD Vance is Trump's VP pick, which means he's probably going to end up being the vice president, which is, I think, a great choice. I think, there were some other good choices too. There were a lot of good choices, and I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I think Vivek would have been great, and some other choices too. But I think JD Vance is going to be a great partner for Donald Trump moving into the end stages of the election here. And I think that he's also going to be a great VP. His policy is great. And as we can see, he's a fighter too. He's a fighter just like Donald Trump. He's not going to back down to the Democrats' bullying. I mean, that's kind of what we saw with Mike Pence. Mike Pence was kind of like an establishment, mild-mannered Republican who really didn't believe in Trump's agenda or the pro-America movement. The guy was just kind of lackluster on almost everything. So JD Vance, I think, is somebody that's definitely more in line with the ideals and the policy points and the goals of America First. And so it's great. I'm excited to see it. The RNC is kicking off in swing big time this week, and I think it's probably the most energetic that we've seen the RNC in a very long time. Thank you guys for watching the video, and thank you for supporting the channel. Please leave a comment and a like and subscribe if you can, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.